This comment is in regards to our conversation about Trump's tariffs and the damage that they're already causing and potentially will cause if left in place. All people on here crying wolf should take a breath and give this a little while to see how it goes instead of getting on here and acting like a child having a tantrum. Here's the problem with your desire, that people just kind of, everybody take a breath, take a pause, and let's give this a chance to play out. The problem is that we've done that. We've already seen this movie. He put tariffs in place the first time, and it hurt. It hurt the agricultural sector, as an example. China started buying a lot of its bulk agricultural commodities from South America and Russia instead of the United States of America. And as a result, bulk agricultural exports suffered. Farmers suffered. We had to pass billions of dollars in bailout money to farmers, and we still had a shitload of farmers go under because they just couldn't survive. We've seen this movie play out. So my question to you is, how much longer do we need to let it play out? How many times do we need to let it play out before you realize it's a failure? You act like this is all new. We went through this in Trump Part 1. We saw what kind of economic numbers Donald Trump's policies can generate. He came into office January 20th of 2017. Right there in 2017, he got his Trump tax cuts passed. He had a Republican House and a Republican Senate, a Republican Congress, I should say, and he had the White House. He got his Trump tax cuts passed, and he told the world it was going to be the greatest economic driver in American history. And in those first 3 years, pre-COVID, once again, for the 10 millionth time, he plateaued our economy. He oversaw the creation of 1.4 million fewer jobs than Obama did in his last 3 years. So his tax cuts plateaued our economy, just like they did when Bush got his tax cuts and Reagan got his tax cuts. It happened every fucking time, right? It happens every time. So we've seen what his tax cuts can do. And I just explained to you what his tariffs did to the agricultural industry alone. So we're not crying wolf. We're going, we've seen it before. Here are the results. They're horrific. The results are bad. Not to mention the fact that this is the guy that was in place the last time a pandemic came through. And because he couldn't admit that he was wrong when he said it's a couple people coming in from China and we're going to have our numbers down to 0 in a couple of weeks, because he can't admit that he's wrong, he had to play that narrative out to the point where he downplayed purposely a pandemic and cost even more people their lives than should have. What happens if we get another pandemic in the next 4 years? We're already seeing his economic policies. The Dow's lost, $1,200 in the last couple of days. The price of steel has gone up 25% because of his tariffs. Thousands of people are being put out of work by the federal government alone. Canada's put a freeze, at least one province of Canada has put a freeze on using any American companies for procurement of materials for capital projects and infrastructure projects. American companies are losing tens of billions of dollars. They're going to increase the amount of money it costs for Americans to buy their energy to reflect the tariffs that are being slapped on their country, which is going to cause American homeowners to pay more for their energy. How long do we got to let it play out? How many times do we got to see it before you go, oh shit, fuck yeah? Or does it have to affect you directly?